Good morning and welcome back to Bowl TV for coverage of the 2017 USBC Senior Masters taking place at Samstown in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith taking over for Matt Cannizzaro for round number 2. Matt will be back for round 3 and you guys will have to put up with both of us once we hit match play in just a few days. B squad hitting the lanes here on the fresh this morning. This group includes our defending champion, Pete Weber, two-time Senior Masters champion, as well as our opening round leader, the 2015 champion, Amleto Monticelli. I'll get you a brief recap of everything Senior Masters after day one. Got a great article from Matt on bowl.com. Take a look at our competitors throughout the day. B squad kicking things off on the fresh after getting to experience the burn phase of the pattern yesterday. C squad will be a second. A squad will wrap things up on the double burn. So welcome, settle in. It's bright and early here in Las Vegas, but hope you're having a great day wherever you are on this Wednesday morning. Bowl.com/Senior Masters, the place to be for results, live scoring, and more. Live scoring, we'll be using that a lot ourselves throughout the course of the day. Had a lot of big scores out of the gates, so we'll do our best to keep track with those. As we mentioned, Amleto, USBC and a PBA Hall of Famer. Fresh off a win on the PBA 50 Tour, coming out at a blistering 254.8 average pace for his first 5 games. Games at 224, 243, 249, 269, and 289. Got stronger every game on his way to a 1274 total. Brian Leclerc and Sam Lanto tied for second at a 1271. Michael Tontis of Tucson, Arizona in fourth at 1243, and John Doherty the third from Fort Walton Beach, Florida, 1210. Rounding out the top 5. The all-important cut number currently at 64, since Mr. Weber within the top 64 at the moment belongs to Robert Pullman out of Cedar Park, Texas, plus 71. So competitors were able to find a way, throw some strikes on this 41-foot pattern, 29.04 mils using the Kegel ice oil. Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider for USBC championship events, and a proud gold industry partner along with Columbia 300, Hammer, and Storm. Joining us on our featured pairs, lanes 19 through 22 here at the 56-lane facility. 19, that is Ross McDonald, going to have some work to do with the 210. He's joined by Tim Pierce and Scott Canfield. And over on 21 and 22. Let's see who's going to be stepping up first. Looks like it'll be Hector Rodriguez up on 21. Joe Petrovich will be up on 22 momentarily. Their other two competitors, Jerry Calvin and Mike Faliero. This is your first time tuning in to the Senior Masters. Uses the same setup as the USBC Masters, which took place earlier this year here in Las Vegas back in February. All competitors bowl 15 games of qualifying to determine the top 63 players, along with our defending champion here at this tournament, Pete Weber, who will advance to double elimination match play. So we have the 64-player bracket. 3-game matches with total pinfall determining who wins with the double elimination format, of course. Players get the opportunity to bounce back from the elimination bracket if they happen to lose a match. By the end of the week, you want to be in the top 5 for the step-ladder finals, which also will employ a true double elimination format. So although it goes down to 1 game in the step-ladder instead of 3 games, players will get the opportunity as the #1 seed, whoever it may be. You would have to lose twice to not take home the coveted title and $16,000 top prize. And based off of all the excitement I heard about yesterday, I'm going to apologize to all the good viewers out there. But apparently some folks have way too much time on their hands and really need a life, so we're turning the chat off. Not going to deal with that all day. Nobody has time for that, especially with all the excitement going on here on the lanes. Of course, keep track of everything going on in this 56-lane facility. Big thanks to Sam's Town for their continued support. We had the Super Senior Classic taking place here last week. Ron Moore of nearby North Las Vegas, Nevada, taking the top spot at the SSC, a rematch of the 2016 title match, which also took place here at Sam's Town against Japan's Junichi Yajima. Moore finding some redemption. It's been a long time coming for him. Has been knocking on the door, 13 championship round appearances the past year and a half. But unfortunately for Ron, he hadn't found a win until Sunday. Looking to parlay that momentum into some success here at the Senior Masters. Made the stepladder last year. Hoping for a repeat performance and an improvement on the 4th place finish. For qualifying, there will be no re-oil between blocks. So these competitors will get their 5 games in. The lanes will sit ready for C squad. Nice cover there by Mike. Taking care of the 2-4-10. Scott Canfield getting lined up here after an early miscue. Has thrown 6 out of the last 7. I have a chance to get into the 240s here. Really the big number out of our competitors here on the fresh, 19 through 22. Defending champion Pete Weber is in 22nd after day number 1. Started off with an open frame, has rattled off 6 consecutive strikes since then, over on 35 and 36. Nice shot there by Joe Petrovich, making it a double. Finally getting 21 to cooperate. Scott Canfield kicks off the 10th with a strike, going to be in the 230s at least. Hoping for more. Once again, for everything Senior Masters, bowl.com/Senior Masters. If you want, just go to bowl.com as well. We have a quick link that you can get to. I'll take you to that page as well. You can click on that big banner. With the picture of Pete Weber on the Senior Masters page. That's our results tab. That's where you'll find the live scoring, round 1 updates, and as soon as we start getting scores in for round number 2, nice cover there. Jerry Calvin taking care of the washout. We will be good to go for the second round. Get to track all this excitement. So nice 236 start for Scott Canfield. That'll give him to plus 62 overall. You can follow the players' running totals just above that number. So you see 236 there for Scott on the far left of your screen, that 1262. So this is 6 games, 1200 is par at the moment. So it's on the right side of it. Ross McDonald looking to get his 10th frame going with the strike. Does so. Can finish with 198. So Ross was already plus to start the day. Can give a few pins back, but can minimize them with 1 more strike. But we'll talk a lot about plus and minuses today when referring to player scores. And if this is your first time hearing that, essentially what it means, the score of 200 is considered a par for the sport. So if a player rolls 205, they went plus 5 for the game. If they shoot 195, they would be minus 5 after 1. So essentially, you want to get that plus total as high as you can. The bigger, the better. And after 15 games, that total, you just want it to be above whatever 64th place is. Because then, very cliche, we hear it every time, whether it's the Masters or the Queens, that it's a completely new tournament once you get to match play. Pinfall drops. And it just comes down to 3 game matches against your opponent. It really doesn't matter what the rest of the field's doing at that point. Just got to find a way to outscore for 3 games. Move on to the next round. Keep your tournament hopes alive. So that's definitely one of the unique aspects of this event. You can win a match with a 550 total. And then 1 pair to your right, your opponent can lose with 720. So you just never know, but Can't be thinking about that. Just got to be focusing on what you're doing on your pair of lanes. And delivering it when you can. Petrovic looking for 4 in a row. Showing the emotion here early at Sam's Town. Looking to get things going. Do have a few pairs around the house with just 3 players, so we have a 19 and 20. They'll finish up a little bit quicker. Looking around, just about everyone else 9th, 10th frame, so should transition to game 2 fairly quickly. As Jerry Calvin kicks off his 10th frame with a strike to max out at 175. Victor Rodriguez takes care of the spare max for him, 182. Joe Petrovic getting lined up here. One more strike will get him to 250. Put him at plus 165 overall. Be off to a great start. Skin B squad got to bowl on the burn yesterday. So their opportunity to see the fresh 41-foot condition being implemented this week. They'll be back on the lanes tomorrow night late. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. local time. 249. Nice start, Joe. Excuse me, plus 64 for Joe. Tried to give you 100 extra pins there, Joe. I tried. But game 1 in the books. Game 2 coming up next here on Bowl TV. 2017 USBC Senior Masters taking place at Sam's Town in Las Vegas. We'll be here all day. So nearly 12 hours of coverage. So we look forward to welcoming you all throughout the course of the day. Game 2 B Squad coming up next here on Bowl TV. Thanks again for joining us. All right, settling into game 2, round 2, B Squad 2017 USBC Senior Masters. We're over at Sam's Town Bowling Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thanks again to everyone for joining us here. As soon as we get scores through game 1, we'll give you an update. Let's go ahead and meet our competitors here. Stepping up on lane 19 in just a moment, it's going to be Joe Fulner III. He's joined on the lanes by Stephen Freeman, Brian Miller, and Jay Netling. Jay's going to be looking to run down 7-pin in his second frame. Over on 21 and 22. This is Mark Abraham attacking the lanes from the left side. Malcolm Helmuth stepping up on 22 in just a moment. Also joined by Ronald Cleveland and Thomas Cook. So the big question today is, after all the excitement on the lanes during the opening round, what's the scoring pace going to look like today? Going to have as much excitement. We had Sam Lanto kicking off his block with an 8-10 series. Bunch of runs at perfection. Ended up with 2 300 games. Those belonging to John Doherty III and Raymond Scrivens Jr. So we're going to do our best throughout the course of the day to keep an eye on those developing situations. We have to sneak away from the booth for a little bit, hopefully get some video for social media. You can follow along Sport of Bowling USBC on Facebook, as well as at USBC on Twitter. Of course, we'll have a recap at the end of the day on bowl.com. Of course, your one-stop shop for Senior Masters, bowl.com/Senior Masters. John Doherty III had the big block on the fresh yesterday, finishing at plus at 210, including a 300 in his last game. So we'll see if the scoring pace jumps quite that high or not. Obviously, we got some talented folks who can throw some strikes at will on the lanes right now. As we mentioned, our defending champion, Pete Weber. A few pairs to our right. Looks like he's on 25 and 26. And our opening round leader, Amleto Monticelli. Also doing his thing here in the early morning. More than 275 competitors ages 50 and above made their way to Las Vegas to compete here at the 2017 event. Nice shot there from Tom Cook. Liking 22. Ronald Cleveland out of St. Paul, Minnesota, made a memorable run at last year's Senior Masters. Did not have the best 2 days ever, or first 2 days. It was plus 39 after day one, but tough 901 in day two. Pushed Ron well into the minus, but had a humongous day. 1277 to wrap up last year to make his way to match play. Started that block with games at 279, 257, and 258. So that is a lot of striking. .794 set to kick off the day. That's a good way to switch around the momentum. All right, still waiting for overall scores, but we have the running totals up here at Samstown and the monitors on site. So let's see if we can get you some these big opening round numbers. Willie Willis, 277 to start. Takashi Yamaguchi, 267. Amleto Monticelli not slowing down, 264 out of the gates. Michael Hogan Jr., 259. David Sergliano, 257. Paul McCordick, 257. So a lot of 250s, 260s up there to start. So it looks like it's going to be another big day here. Do have scores updated after game one this morning. 6 overall for B Squad now online, as we mentioned. Amleto with 264 in the opener, now at plus 338. Increased his overall average with that effort. Now better than a 256. For his tournament so far here in 2017. If you didn't get a chance to read Matt Canizzaro's nice article on the opening round, definitely some good stuff in there. That's available on bowl.com. But it talks a lot about Amleto and just, even though obviously a great player, timeless style, that we've been fortunate enough to watch for coming up on almost 30 years. 89 and 90, of course, big breakout years for Amleto, PBA Player of the Year. But even after all that time, he is constantly working on his game. It's not only he gets older, but the sport changes. He's certainly seen some of those changes throughout the course. Has worked to adapt his game. His technology has changed throughout the course of the years, and of course, always in peak physical condition as well. So if you didn't get the chance to read that article, feel free to check it out sometime today. It's quality stuff. Got some thoughts from Amleto, along with a recap of day number one. Bob Learn Jr. off to a big start here. Game number 2, sparing the first, next 7. Bob was already at plus 135. Billy Langford starting with 7 in a row over on 45 and 46. Once again, live scoring. This is what I'm using. You guys can use it as well, courtesy of the good folks here at Samstown. Link available on bowl.com/Senior Masters. Check it out. It's cool stuff. Follow your favorite players, or maybe the screen's a little bit too small here on YouTube. Definitely a valuable tool to check out. Looks like Mr. Langford connected for that 8th consecutive strike, so we'll take a walk down to 45 and 46. See if he can become the 3rd bowler of the 2017 event to rack up a perfect game. So enjoy the action here on 19 and 22. Game 2, round 2, B Squad, 2017 USBC Senior Masters, underway here at Sam's Town in Las Vegas. All right, folks, we're back here. End of game 2. Big news brewing as Billy Langford connects for the third perfect game of the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. That was down on lanes 45 and 46. Billy joining us from Lone Grove, Oklahoma. It was actually -6 to start that game. Billy's actually been pretty solid after a rough start. Began his tournament with a $144. Been pretty consistent ever since. Nearly got back to plus yesterday. Was -3 at the end of the day. Started with 197 before connecting on all 12. If you give us just a minute, you can check out that video on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page. We'll have that posted in just a few minutes. We're wrapping up here. Game number 2. Joe Fulner the third, looking for a big finish here. 245 still out there. Going to be the big number on our feature pairs. Jay Netling going to be in the 220s. All right. We got Billy's 300 posted on Facebook. We'll add it to Twitter here in a few minutes. So we get the final few shots. Thomas Cook finishing up 238, rocking sweet jersey right there. We will quickly transition to game number 3. Let's see, we got our bowlers already lined up on 19 and 20. We'll have to clear out that deadwood at some point. But as promised, the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page. Billy Langford tossing at 300. Feel free to check that out. Give it a like, give it a share. While you're here, if you like what you're seeing, please go ahead and give us a thumbs up below the video. We're going to be here for wire-to-wire coverage of the 2017 Senior Masters all the way up until the 11th. That is going to be Sunday for the stepladder finals. We will crown a champion. It's going to be cool, I promise. So looking forward to that. All right, wasting no time on 21 and 22. So we're in business, cooking with gas. Got a two-time champion over on 21 and 22 in Dale Traber. The USBC Hall of Famer will be up in a moment. Michael Tontus. Big opening day was in fourth place after the opening block. All right, let's meet our players here. All right, we're going to meet our players here for a game number 3. Tough break there for Lou Elting, leaving the 4-9. He's going to be joined by Willie Wells, Michael Owen, and Kevin Anderson. This will be our 4 on 19 and 20. Dale Traber getting ready to step up for his second frame on 21 after starting with a strike. We already mentioned Michael Tontus. Also joined by Jeff Suma and Johnny Manzella. Willie Wells, a longtime face at the USBC Open Championships, helping out with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Frankie May. It's always good to see Willie out on the lanes. Good dude right there. Michael Owen starting off 2 for 2. Looking to get things going here. That's Tish Johnson, throwing pins everywhere on 23. The USBC and PWBA Hall of Famer. Got off to a strong start yesterday. Dana Wright and Michael Hagen 503 after 2. Pete Weber 500 on the nose. So once again, scoring pace up. Here at the 2017 Senior Masters on the fresh. Of course, these players got the opportunity to see what A Squad did on the lanes yesterday. They obviously got to see the transition as well, starting on the burn. So generally you see these players, when they do make their way to the fresh, start a little bit further left than some of their other competitors. So we'll see how that plays out as we go throughout the course of the day. Once again, no re-oil. So these lanes see a lot of traffic. So by the time we get to the final squad of the day, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern for local time here in Vegas. Get to see what A Squad thinks of the leftovers. Did have some big scores on the double burn yesterday, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. Sam Lanto, USBC Hall of Famer, as well as Brian LeClaire, who's been having a great year on the PBA 50 Tour. Nearly running down Amleto for the top spot for the day. Both of them finishing with 1271. Just a few pins shy of Amleto's 1274 to kick things off. Jeff Suma starts 3 for 3. If you're just tuning in, this is day 2 of qualifying at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters taking place at Sam's Town in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications. Thanks to everyone for joining us here on Bull TV for our continued coverage. One of the top events for players ages 50 and above. A major on the PBA 50 Tour. And a part of a senior swing here out on the West Coast for the PBA 50. Which also will include the Senior US Open taking place here in Las Vegas as soon as we wrap up here with the Masters. we won't be covering Senior US Open. However, our good friends at Extra Frame will be. So if you haven't subscribed to Extra Frame, please do so when you get the opportunity. Join our good friends there, of course, the PWBA Tour, also on Extra Frame. Emil Williams Jr. heading into Lincoln, Nebraska for the Pepsi PWBA Lincoln Open. Defending champion Shannon O'Keefe will be looking to make it 2 years in a row at John Lucido's place. Big shout out to John and his crew at Sun Valley Lanes. That action will be on Extra Frame starting on Friday. Of course, CBS Sports Network, the place to be for the PWBA. The Sacramento Open will be airing Tuesday, June 13th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Plenty of great opportunities to check out bowling across the country, whether you're here online, Bowl TV or Extra Frame, CBS Sports Network. A lot of great opportunities this summer to tune in, watch, enjoy. Get to see the best in the business. Game after shooting 300, Billy Langford started with a spare in the open, but has settled back into his striking ways. 5 consecutive strikes after that. He's on lanes at 37 and 38. It looks like we may not have the same amount of excitement here in Game 3 as the lanes start to transition and open up. Not seeing any 300 runs going on. Once again, using the live scoring that is available to each and every one of you as well. You can follow your favorite players throughout the course of the Senior Masters. Bowl.com/Senior Masters. The place to be for that. Nice shot from Michael Owen. Start off with 3 in a row. His first strike since the 3rd frame. Oh, and gets the late hit for the double. Gets that one back from way downtown. Kevin Anderson going to be looking for 4 in a row here on lane 19. Kevin snuck into the number last year. Qualified as 63rd overall. The 2016 event also taking place here at Samstown. Last year, plus 140 was the number. We're already halfway there after day number 1. The 2017 event was plus 71. So we'll see if it jumps that high. Great shot there from Manzella in the 8th frame. Cashing in the split conversion in the 7th. Pete Weber, 1 pair to our left, the defending champ, Hall of Famer, absolute icon. You see him right there. Delivering strikes, 3 in a row for him. That was his 8th frame. So Pete, as we mentioned, was 500 at the turn. Split in the first, pair of spares in between a bunch of strikes. His max score 246 this game, so he could get out of the gates averaging nearly 250. Llewellyn just enough of the 2-7 there. Gonna have a chance to get to 212. Just taking a look around some of the scores on the live scoring. Seems like the scoring pace, excuse me, it's kind of calmed down after a big start in the opening 2. Still see a lot of people getting to 220s and 230s, but not as many 250s and 260s out there. Obviously, as the pattern transitions, got to be on top of the adjustments. These players got a chance to see the fresh during a practice session on Monday for 1 hour. So they were able to devise a strategy based off of that. As well as what they saw when they walked onto the lanes yesterday for the burn. Switching pair to pair. Never know what your fellow competitors are doing before you get there. So it's all about figuring out the puzzle. Doing it quickly. Nice shot there for Kevin Anderson to kick off the 10th. Grind out 206. Already plus heading into this game, so can add a little bit more onto that. Just haven't seen too many big games at 21 and 22 so far today. Johnny Manzella can get to 226. Seems like it's been a little bit tougher to score consistently on 21 and 22 so far in the early going. We'll see how that affects players throughout the course of the day. Interesting game for Tish Johnson. One pair to our right. Already delivered one strike in the 10th. You'll see her in a moment, waiting to deliver her 11th shot. There's Tish, far right of your screen. Delivering the business. Tish started off with a double, and then I did not see what happened. But a gutter 7 in the 3rd. She has not missed since. So a different way to shoot 254. She gets one more strike. Had a good day yesterday. Was sitting 23rd overall, plus 133, plus 54. Going to be putting her in the right direction as well. Leaves a 7, but 253 for the Hall of Famer. She wraps up a game 3. Kevin Anderson struck out to get to 206, 209 high score in 1920, courtesy of Michael Owen. Jeff Suma can get to 210. Fill ball for Johnny Manzella for 215. Let's call it 213. Suma gets him to mix up. We'll have game 4 of 5 here for B Squad, round 2 qualifying at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. Coming up next here on Bowl TV. Shout out to all the good folks here at Samstown helping us out, making sure we're taken care of, as well as all of our competitors. Mike Kaufman, Tom Pippinger, their staff, big thanks. Of course, our tournament staff here with USBC as well, Damon Sirocco, Greg Moore. And we got a lot of folks helping us who are also working at the USBC Open Championships taking place just down the road at the South Point Bowling Plaza, taking advantage of their days off to come join us here. So we appreciate all those folks for helping out. Had them here during the Super Senior Classic as well. It looks like our tournament leader will be joining us here for game number 4. Amleto Monticelli will be on 19 and 20. Got some names up there for game 4. So everyone hang tight, settle in. 2 more to go for B Squad here in round number 2. All right, Game 4 underway at 19 and 20. Still waiting for a few competitors on 21 and 22 to make their way. Gabriel Luchetta already here. Waiting for 2 more bowlers to make their way. And Amleto takes care of the single pin to start. Plus 343. So we have standings updated now through 7. We should have 8 in a moment. Amleto is at plus 327 overall to lead everybody. Started with 264, found some struggles in game 2, 189. Looks like he bounced back. To add a few more pins onto that plus total. Michael Tontis, who we just saw in game 3. Second overall in B squad after 7 total games, plus 257. Pete Weber, plus 238. Mark Williams at plus 210. Bob Learn Jr. plus 209. Dana Wright got off to a strong start, 503 for his first 2, plus 208. Lewis Elting, we just had him last game, was at plus 204 overall. Michael Hagen Jr. plus 181. Kurt Rasnick plus 158. Some of the bigger numbers for B squad. That was through 7. We should have 8 up momentarily. So we're up and rolling here. Both pairs now, so let's meet everybody else. We already talked about Amleto a little bit. This is Warren Nelson up on lane 20. We got to see him at the Super Senior Classic. Put together a nice showing there, making it to match play. Also joining us, Richard Dowdy and Brian Cooper. I believe Brian actually works in the pro shop here at Sam's Town. He's getting a few days off to compete here. Got to be fun. Over on 21 and 22, we mentioned Gabriel already. He's joined by David Rhodes and Eugene Captain. So there's David Rhodes starting off with the double. We'll see Gene in a moment make his way up on lane 21. So as our numbers continue to grow here, more than 400 watching live. Just want to give a quick thank you to all of you for tuning in. We certainly appreciate it, as do these competitors. If you want to follow your favorite player throughout the 2017 Senior Masters run, you can follow the live scoring at bowl.com/Senior Masters. Got results, information, schedule, all the good stuff right there. We'll have C squad on the lanes next. Scheduled start time 3 p.m. Eastern, noon local time here in Las Vegas. And A squad will wrap things up 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 local time. That guy is really, really good. And Leto, early double here. Leader after day number 1, averaging better than 254. Slowed down just a touch here in his past 2 games, but you expect him to always figure out, always find a way to toss some strikes together. 2-time PBA Player of the Year, 20-time National Tour champ, 8 times on the senior side, including here at the Senior Masters 2015. Billy Langford, who shot 300 in game number 2. 740 for his 3 games so far today. The big number individually through 3 games. Brian Cooper making it 3 in a row. Sending pins around. All right. As quickly as we had 7, we now have 8. Scores after 8 for B squad. And Leto continuing to lead the way. Plus a 343. Has added 669 onto his day 1 total. 1274. Pete Weber now sits at 2nd overall on B squad. Plus 263. Michael Tontis plus 243. We just saw him last game. Bob Learn Jr. plus 231. Dana Wright plus 221. Moose Elting plus 205. Kurt Rasnick plus 192. Michael Hagen plus 188. Tish Johnson, who we mentioned, big 253 last game, plus 179. Some of the bigger numbers so far on B squad. Obviously, a little tough to tell still. We got 2 more squads to go for the day, so we'll have a little bit better idea as the day gets longer. Seeing what the cut line is as people move around this 56 lane center, get their games in as we get closer to 10 total for everybody. Brian Ryan Cooper settling in nicely here. 4 in a row. Leto has thrown quite a few no-doubters here. She matches Cooper with 4 in a row. Talked about it a little bit earlier on the broadcast in this round, but if you didn't get a chance to check out Matt Canizaro's article on day 1 here at the Senior Masters, got the chance to chat with Leto. Some really, really good stuff in there. Talking to the Hall of Famer about how he's adapted his game. It's not only the changes in the sport, but different things he's done as he has gotten older as well. Still keep up with the kids. So be sure to check that out, bowl.com. It's also on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page. You can find that link on Twitter as well, at USBC. We'll have updates throughout the course of the day as well. We shared Billy Langford's 300 game to both sites a little bit earlier, so if you didn't get a chance to check that out, please do so. Give it a like, give it a share. Let folks know you're checking out the Senior Masters on Bowl TV. If you like what you're seeing, feel free to go below the video, click that thumbs up. And for notifications and more about when we're live here on Bowl TV, be sure to subscribe when you're all said and done. Be up to date. When we're live on Bowl TV, we'll be here throughout the course of the Senior Masters until we crown a champion. That's going to be a Sunday for the stepladder finals, June 11th. Put it in your calendars. Not much better to do on a Sunday than watch the best players ages 50 and above compete for one of the most coveted titles in the sport. Amleto just making copies right now. Posting shots, splitting 8-9s. Just taking care of business here in game number 4. Already our tournament leader looking to add on to that. Had a 289 to finish his opening block yesterday. Oh. Pretty good shot there from Brian Cooper, but 9-pin left standing. Leto gets that one a little bit further right than where he's been the past few shots. Flirts with disaster for a second. 7-10. Thought about standing. Messenger kicks out. Corner pin on the right. Corner pin on the left, however. Did not agree. So we have a few players putting together nice games. Looks like no 300 for game 4, though. Checking out the live scoring. These competitors will be on the double burn tomorrow to conclude qualifying. Three in a row for Richard Doty. Another shot a little right of target for Amleto. Pete Weber down on 5 and 6, putting together another nice game, getting comfortable on the fresh. Has the opportunity. Gets a 259 this game. He's able to throw all 3 in the 10th. As the defending champion, PDW gets automatically seeded into the round of 64 for the bracket. If he were to happen to fall outside that number, he would be guaranteed the number 64 spot. However, Pete doing Pete things so far. Well within the cut number and improving that position with a big block on the fresh. So it's always interesting to talk to folks afterwards, see what they, how they use the opportunity, if you will. Of course, want to get comfortable out here in your surroundings. 56 lane center at Samstown as we return back to Samstown for the 2nd consecutive year for the Senior Masters. So for a lot of these guys, probably still have their notes from last year. Kind of know some of the tendencies across the house. Find yourself in that position like Pete, or if you get out of the blocks well, you know, big opening round or two, maybe a chance to experiment a little bit more, try a few different parts of the lane to play, perhaps different ball choices, different surfaces. Hopes of finding the right game plan for the double elimination bracket. So again, the stakes kind of change. Here we have 3 to 4 players on a pair across the house. Match play, just you and your one opponent. So transition will be probably a little bit slower. Whether or not you want to use that strategy to open up your own shot. Try and play to your strengths. Maybe play some defense as well, who knows? That's why I'm on this side of the camera. So those guys know much better. Great shot there from Richard. Kicks off the 10th. Gets to 209 with 2 more. Brian Cooper, chance to get into the 240s already. In the 230s, David Rhodes. Gonna have a nice game here. 226 with 1 more. Is Rich able to mix him up? Get Gets it back from way downtown. Market 225 for David Rhodes. Gene Captain 211 still out there. Some struggles for Gabriel, but double in the 10th, hopefully finding some momentum going into the next game. So we'll have just one more game after this for B squad before we take a quick break and prepare for the competitors on C squad. So again, that start time 3 p.m. Eastern, noon local time here in Vegas. More than 275 bowlers, so 90 plus per squad. So hopefully you'll be with us throughout the day to watch your favorites. Get over there. She nearly picks it up the tough way. Brian Cooper finishes up at 236. He's going to be at plus 137. And Leto can get to 258 with all three in the 10th. That shot holds line. If he's able to get two more, that would put him above plus 400. Already at 343 in the plus department. The 10 pin will make him wait at least one more game to surpass the 400 mark. With the spare, he'll be at plus 390. Have a pretty sizable lead over the rest of the squad. Once again, our opening round leader putting on a show for us here on Bowl TV. That'll be the final shot of game 4. Leads the way, and Lito Monticelli, 247 to get to plus 390. So just like that, game 4 in the books. Game 5 here on Bowl TV, 2017 USBC Senior Masters coming up next on Bowl TV. As soon as we have our competitors, we'll be ready to roll. All right, folks, game 5. Moments away. Final game, B Squad qualifying round 2 here at Samstown. Don't go too far. We'll be right back on Bowl TV for the finale here for B Squad. All right, final game of B Squad qualifying here on Bowl TV now underway on our featured pairs. Gonna finish with a bang here. Got USBC and PBA Hall of Famer John Petraglia cleaning up the spare there on lane 20. Billy Langford getting ready to step up on 22. Rolled the third perfect game of the 2017 event a little bit earlier today. Sorry, started off with a strike. We'll see if he can find that magic one more time. Steve Brinkman, Eagle winner at the USBC Open Championships. Also joined by Mike Diaz, PBA 50 champion, and a USBC Gold coach, Paul Appling. Going to be up on lane 20 in just a moment. Paul's at plus 112. One to go. Getting them to mix up there. There's Langford on 22. John West going to be up on 21. We have Dave Axon. And our final competitor on 21 and 22 will be John Chovanec. Got to watch John a little bit yesterday, or excuse me, today. Going to be attacking the lanes from the left side as well. Definitely throws a powerful shot, so if he gets lined up, he's going to make the pins feel it. Great start for Diaz. He's plus 43 heading into this game, early three-bagger. Brinkman getting lined up, delivers the double. Jovanik delivers his second strike, first on 21. Billy Langford, as we mentioned, the lone 300 so far. Also leading B squad through 4 games overall for this block, 971 for his 4-game total. For Billy out of Oklahoma, had a bit of a rough start. $144, I believe, out of the gates. It's been pretty solid since then. Nearly made all of it back to get nearly even after his 5 games yesterday. And now been on cruise control here in round 2. Still playing the lanes fairly direct too. So that's where he was out at, that was game number 2. Nice bounce back shot there from Diaz after the split in the 5th. Had the opportunity to work with Mike Diaz for the USBC Bowling Academy. Did a video shoot out there in Colorado with him. That was last year sometime. Awesome guy, and of course, extremely knowledgeable, great coach. We have standings now after 9 games. Amleto, we saw him last game, got up to plus 390, still leading the way. Pete Weber still sitting in 2nd overall for B squad, plus 298. Bob Learn Jr. plus 288. Dana Wright, plus 252. Michael Tontis, plus 235. Michael Hagen Jr., plus 224. Kurt Rasnick, plus 217. Lenny Borsch, plus 199. Dave Sirigliano, plus 197. Louis Eltine, plus 189. James Campbell, plus 171. Mark Williams, plus 169. Billy Langford, I already talked about him a little bit, plus 168. Tish Johnson, plus 159. Paul McCordick, plus 155. Kevin Anderson, plus 148. Andrew Frawley, also at plus 148. Once again, these players just on B squad here, so they're on the lanes at the moment. Still have C squad and A squad left to go today. C squad will be up next, approximately 3 p.m. Eastern, noon local time here in Vegas. They'll be right here on Bowl TV for their 5-game block. A squad will get the double burn. Once again, no re-oils after our opening block today. A squad will get their opportunity on the leftovers starting at 7 p.m. Eastern for local time. Diaz mixes him up. See a little fist pump there. Mike once again was at plus 43 heading into this game, so looking to find some momentum. It's been a bit of a grind so far for his 4 games today on the fresh. 204, 213, 205, 203 for plus 25 after going plus 18 yesterday on the burn. So looking for a strong finish to find some momentum, put himself in better shape to make a run at the top 64. All right, folks, getting to the final few frames here on 19 and 20, 21 and 22. Still a few frames left to go here, game 5. All those strikes on 19 and 20, though, definitely helps the pace of play. Mike Diaz, all right, in the 250s, mixes them up, 260s. So Diaz going to make a big jump, going to get to a plus 100. Heading into his final 5-game block tomorrow. Johnny P, Hall of Famer. 223 still out there for him. His first shot of the 10th. A nice run at the Super Senior Classic. Finishing in 3rd place for the 2nd consecutive year. Some struggles for our tournament leader, Amleto Monticelli, here in the final game. Just 1 strike through 8 frames. He can max out at 204. PDW going to give him a run if Amleto unable to connect on his final few shots here. As Johnny P connects for a double in the 10th. Monticelli was up at 92 overall on our defending champion heading into the final game. So Amleto really just needs a few marks here, be enough to hold him off, but you never know. Diaz finishes with a 266. Brinkman with the 2.8. Get to 214. Billy Langford, our lone 300 shooter today. Sets up the foundation frame, 232 out there for him. Good place for the 7 count for Petraglia. Gets to 220. He's going to have some work to do tomorrow, plus 31 overall. Diaz gets to plus 109. Brinkman can get to plus 10 with a strike on his full ball. Paul Appling having a nice tournament so far. Can finish up with 237 this game. It's going to be better than plus 100. Trying to get as much as he can. Build up some cushion heading into the final 5-game block. So for Amleto, just needs a mark in the 10th frame. He'll be our leader after B squad. Definitely not the way he was hoping to end his block after having a pretty big game here on Bowl TV in game 4, but found some struggles on 15 and 16. Did deliver a strike in the 9th. get to 204. Brinkman finishes with 214. Get to that plus 10. Paul Appling with the spare conversion. So he gets it 225. He's going to be at plus 137. So him and Diaz better than plus 100. Petraglia and Brinkman are plus, but going to have some work to do tomorrow to make their way to the bracket. Tenth frame underway on 21 and 22. John brings the heat. Starts off with a strike. Here's a Billy Langford. Looking to finish off a great day here on the lanes at Sam's Town. There's a great shot, but the messenger does not connect. All three in the 10th for John. 196 finish. He'll be at plus 81 heading into tomorrow. Probably going to be a little bit outside the number. Billy Langford finishes up a great day. 212. It's plus 180. Open in the 10th for John West. Not the way he wanted to finish his day. Going to be at minus 27. Dave Axon, I have the opportunity to wrap things up here on Bowl TV for B Squad qualifying. We will let the cameras get some rest after this and look forward to C Squad getting their second round underway in just about an hour here on Bowl TV. That will do it for today. B Squad in the books here on Bowl TV. So we're going to wrap things up here pretty quick. Once again, we'll be back here in about an hour. C Squad, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon local time here in Las Vegas at Sam's Town. So that's going to do it for the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. B Squad, round 2 in the books. Be sure to visit bowl.com/Senior Masters for more information. Keep an eye on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page and at USBC on Twitter for more. So that's going to do it for now. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Aaron Smith. We'll see you in about an hour here on Bowl TV.